Hey guys, hey, you ever stop at a stoplight or something and you smell antifreeze and you kind of say to yourself, hey, some poor bastard's got an antifreeze leak, you know, other day's kind of screwed. And then you keep driving and driving and you get home, stop at the mailbox and then you still smell antifreeze. Well, you know what? I'm the poor sucker who's got a bad water pump. So, it happened yesterday. Today's Saturday, Friday night. So, I went down to Napa and I bought a new water pump, or reconditioned or new, but either way. I might as well change the antifreeze while I have it taken out, and even the serpentine belt, because the bearings in my pump are really bad. I'll show you guys in a second once I pull over and stop. So it's a good time to do a little bit of maintenance, I guess, before winter comes, but here we go. Let's do it. I'm not going to bore you guys with taking everything apart, but here's what I did. On the bottom driver's side, there's a drain valve. Take an adjustable wrench and you got to unscrew the nut on it, then you got to pull it out with a pair of pliers, and that drains out extremely slow. And of course I took the I thought easy route, and I did not take the fan off. It probably cost you more aggravation than anything. I didn't take the fan, and I didn't take off the fan, and I didn't take off the fan shroud. But if you can see way down the side there, I'm not sure if it'll come out on the camera, but there is that hole there. That's where the water pump came out of. So it's out. The hard part is done. I am going to change the serpentine belt because now's a good time to do it. And let me just show you fast the old water pump and the new water pump. So let's take a look. Hope you guys can see this. Let me set you guys up right about here. This is the old one. Hope you guys can see it. You can see some water, antifreeze seepage out of here. So, and it's wet inside there, underneath the pulley. It's 170,000 miles on it. It's actually, you listen to it. It's actually noisy, and it's also very loose. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up, but you can see the impeller there. It's very loose. The new one spins nice and smooth, and it's very tight. There's no movement at all. So, came with another gasket, which I'll clean that up, a little bit of water on it, and that should take care of the problem. Like I say, yeah, there's actually water and crap. The bearings are definitely shot, that's for sure. And so that's it, new and old. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to get that back in place and just start putting it back together. It wasn't too bad. I bet it would be easier if I took the fan off. If I took the fan blade off and the shroud, it would be a lot easier, of course. But I figured by the time I take everything off, I could be further into taking the old pump off and putting the new one on. So I think we're okay. But I don't think you have to take it off if you're you don't have to. So hey, what I have done, I'm going to give you guys what I've done. Let me let you learn from my experience. It's actually the two screws that hold that water pump in down there. It's a 10 millimeter. And what I did, let me get this out of the sun, out of it, bright light out of my face. I used a 10 millimeter ratcheting wrench for the upper screw. Worked out pretty good. And actually, yeah, and I used a 10 millimeter 1/4 inch drive with an extension ratchet on the lower one because it was just too tight to get the box end around that nut. So, but like I say, it worked out pretty good. It went in very smooth. I tightened them down nice and even, and I think it should be fine. So let me work on getting that serpentine belt changed and button it up and put some antifreeze in. So far it wasn't too bad. Again, I don't want to bore you with all the nuts and bolts putting it back together, part of it. But the water pump is in, the new serpentine belt is in. Like I said, I did it all without removing the fan or the shroud. It was tight, don't get me wrong. It was tight and a little bit frustrating, but I did get it. Getting that serpentine belt on was a little bit of a challenge, but cool heads prevail and I got it. So I just closed the radiator drain. I'm going to top her off with fluids and check for leaks. Hey, all right. I got sidetracked a little bit, had to help out a friend of mine, but I came back here and everything's back together. The new belt's on, new water pump, no leaks that I can see so far. I'm watching the temperature now. You can see it's 122. So I'm going to take it out for a little test ride, let everything gets kind of settled down. Got the heater on, trying to beat all the air out of the system. I think we're good, but let's go for one fast test ride and see how it goes. Yeah, right. Took it for a test ride. Actually taking it on the test ride still. I stopped, no leaks, there's no smell of antifreeze, and the bearing sounds smooth, the belt's not squealing, so I think it's a success. And if you look at the temperature, I hate to shake you guys around, I'm 188, which for this truck is pretty much normal, so I'm going to say this one's done. And I was going to do the oil change today, but you know what, and I'm going to do the oil change and grease tomorrow, so and thanks for watching.